When it comes to women, there's one type of guy who seems to break all the rules. He's not loud like an alpha male or a people pleaser like a beta male. He's not the life of the party like an extrovert, but he's also not shy like an introvert. His actions don't fit the usual playbook, leaving women intrigued and confused by his behavior. This enigmatic type is known as the Sigma male. He has a way of keeping women guessing, not because he's trying to, but just by being himself. He's confident but not cocky, independent but not aloof. He doesn't play games, but he's not an open book either. So what exactly are Sigma males doing that is so baffling to women? Here are 7 of the most common things. Point 1. They don't compete with other men for her attention. One thing that raises women's eyebrows is when the Sigma male doesn't compete with other men for attention. While other guys are around trying to show off and get noticed, he stays calm and seems almost indifferent. While most men might get louder or more active to stand out, the Sigma man doesn't feel the need to prove himself this way. It's not because he's not interested. He might like her a lot, but he would never go out of his way to compete with other men. When women see other men trying to one-up each other, the quiet confidence of one who doesn't join in makes him stand out even more. It might feel like he's not making an effort, but that's just who he is. He doesn't need to compete for attention. From his point of view, real attraction should happen naturally. There's no need to force it or try too hard. Why be someone you're not just to impress someone else? That's the thinking of the Sigma. He knows his worth and he's not looking for validation from others, especially not by trying to outshine other men. Even though it might be different from what women are used to, this lack of competition actually shows self-confidence and maturity that's attractive in its own way. Point 2. They don't share much on social media. Many women love to post couple selfies, check in at romantic date spots, or share mushy status updates about their significant other. It's a way to show off their perfect relationship to friends and followers. Even though it's become the norm, Sigma men often don't follow this trend. Privacy isn't just a preference for a Sigma, it's a core value. He doesn't need to prove his relationship status to the world. This can be frustrating for women who want to show him off or make things Facebook official. It's not that Sigma men are totally against social media. They might post occasionally, but you'll never see them sharing intimate details of their personal life. No lovey-dovey captions, no long relationship anniversary posts, and definitely no airing of dirty laundry online. This behavior can make some women feel like the Sigma is trying to hide the relationship. In reality, he just believes that what happens between two people should stay between them. He'd rather enjoy the moment than worrying about capturing it for likes. For women used to more outgoing partners, this can be baffling. They might wonder why he doesn't want to share photos of them together or tag her in posts. It's not about shame or secrecy. Sigma males just don't see social media as a necessary part of a healthy relationship. This approach to social media often extends to how they view their partner's online behavior too. They might not understand the need for constant updates or feel uncomfortable with too much personal information being shared publicly. Point 3. They rarely offer compliments or flattery. Compliments and flattery are things most women are used to hearing plenty of times. Guys generally think that showering a girl with praise is a guaranteed way to win her over. You look amazing, you're so smart, and wow, you have the best smile, are common lines they believe will score them points. Women might even expect these types of comments like it's part of the dating script. But with Sigma men, this doesn't happen. It's not that they're rude or don't notice beauty or impressive traits. They just don't feel the need to gush over someone constantly. When they do give a compliment, it's genuine and comes from a real place, not because they think it's what she wants to hear. This can be confusing for women who are used to a lot of flattery. They might wonder if the guy is even interested at all. This isn't about playing hard to get, it's just the natural way Sigma men behave. They believe actions speak louder than words. Instead of saying, "You're so great," they'll show it by being there when it counts, listening intently, and being supportive. They don't want to be just another guy who says what a woman wants to hear, so they avoid flattering excessively to avoid seeming fake or like they're trying to score points. Women can find this baffling because it breaks the norm. They're used to constant validation, and when it's not there, it can make them second-guess things. They might think the guy is playing it cool or is not really into them. But Sigma men might like them, they just demonstrate it differently. By not constantly praising, they avoid making things feel forced or fake. When they do praise, it's sincere and much more meaningful. This approach makes their words stand out more. A rare compliment from a Sigma man can mean a lot more because she knows it's real. Instead of wondering if he's just saying it to be nice, she can trust that he really feels that way. Point 4. They show sudden bursts of passion. One thing that really baffles women is these men show sudden bursts of passion. It can feel like being on a roller coaster. One minute everything seems calm and steady, and the next there's this intense energy coming from nowhere. They might be calm and reserved most of the time, but then suddenly they'll show a side of themselves that's passionate, spontaneous, and almost wild. It can be confusing because these bursts can come out of nowhere. The Sigma man might go from being a quiet observer to someone who can't stop talking about his latest interest, making her wonder what sparked this change. But that's just how he is. He channels all his energy into what excites him the most at the moment. It's not that he's trying to be unpredictable, it's just how he functions. These sudden bursts of passion happen when something deeply resonates with him. He might not always show it, but when he does, it's genuine and intense. Their passion isn't limited to hobbies or interests. It can spill into their relationships too. Out of the blue, they might plan a surprise date or express deep feelings in a way that makes her feel incredibly special. This unpredictability can be thrilling but also a bit confusing. She might be used to steady displays of affection, but their sudden and intense expressions can catch her off guard. Even though it might be a bit disorienting, these bursts of passion show they care deeply about the things and people that matter most to them. Point 5. They use silence to see how she reacts. If there's one thing that can totally catch a woman off guard, it's when a Sigma goes silent. And with these men, this silence isn't an accident. They often use quiet moments to see how she reacts. Silence is more than just a break from talking for Sigma men, it's a way to observe and understand. They watch to see if she gets nervous, frustrated, or if she stays comfortable and calm. Women might find this baffling because, let's face it, in most cases, silence usually means something is wrong. Whether it's after a date or during a conversation, their quietness can make her wonder if she did something wrong or if he's lost interest. But for Sigma men, it's not about causing confusion or playing mind games. It's about seeing how she handles herself in different situations. You might not believe it, but how a person reacts to silence can reveal much about their character. They may say things they normally wouldn't or act differently just to fill the silence. Many women have a hard time dealing with these quiet moments because they feel the need to keep talking. While some people may see this as manipulation, Sigma men just want to see how she truly is when the pressure is on. This can be nerve-wracking for some women, especially if they're used to more expressive partners who always verbalize their feelings. But this quiet approach shows a different kind of connection. Instead of focusing on what's said, it's about shared moments and unspoken understanding. Point 6. They often give space instead of hovering. Most men usually stick around a lot when they like someone. They text all the time, call often, and want to hang out as much as possible. They believe that showing constant attention proves their interest. This might work for some, but it can also feel a bit suffocating. Women might get used to this pattern because it's the norm, it's what they're expecting. But instead of hovering, Sigma men give more space than most, which can be quite confusing. They don't feel the need to always be around or constantly text. They let things breathe and unfold naturally without rushing into anything. For some women, this might be unsettling at first, as they're not used to this approach, especially if they're good-looking or have a lot of options. But for Sigma males, it's just how they operate. They don't feel the need to constantly prove their interest or compete for attention. They trust that things will progress at their own pace. This kind of behavior creates a sense of curiosity and mystery. Women aren't used to a guy who isn't always around, so it makes them think more about what he's doing and what kind of person he is. They might wonder why he's not trying harder or if he's really interested at all. But this is just part of the Sigma male's natural way of being. He's not desperate to impress or win someone over, and he's secure enough to give the other person space. While most men might see this as a missed opportunity, Sigma males know that sometimes less is more. Giving space can create a sense of mystery and intrigue, something that many women find alluring. But they don't do it as a tactic, it's just how they are. Point 7. They don't rush to introduce her to their friends or family. Women often expect that when a guy really likes them, he'll be eager to introduce them to his friends and family as soon as possible. It's like a relationship milestone that signals he's serious and that things are getting real. While there's nothing wrong with wanting to include someone in your inner circle, Sigma men don't rush into this. When dating, they prefer to spend more one-on-one time getting to know her better. They think it's smarter to build a strong foundation first before mixing in outside influences. This might confuse women, as they might feel like the guy is trying to keep them separate from his life. It's possible that he is, but not for the reasons she might think. It's more about being careful and thoughtful. Introducing someone to family and friends too soon can put a lot of pressure on a new relationship. It might make the other person feel like they have to impress not only the guy but also everyone else. It can even lead to awkward situations if things don't work out in the end. While some women might see this as a sign that the guy is not serious or hiding something, for Sigma men it's just a way of being cautious and not jumping the gun. They want to make sure things are on solid ground before involving others. It's not personal. It's just their way of being practical and avoiding unnecessary complications. If you found these insights helpful, feel free to leave a comment. If you're unsure about what to say, simply write "done" to let us know you watched until the end. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, we invite you to subscribe now and become part of our channel. Thank you for your attention. Until next time.